Imagine for a moment that you have a remote control, not for the TV, but for your life. The power to press pause, fast forward, and rewind. Now, what if I told you that the buttons on this remote are already in your hands, and mastering just 4 of them could transform your life almost instantly? The first button is your mindset. Every day, your brain offers thousands of thoughts, some uplifting, some limiting. You cannot control every thought, but you can control which ones you feed. Choosing a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities rather than threats rewires your brain to focus on solutions. The instant you start believing in possibilities instead of limitations, your perception and your life shifts. The second button is your time. Time is the one thing we all get equally, yet how we use it defines our future. Controlling your time isn't about being busy, it's about being intentional. Prioritize what aligns with your purpose. Say no to what doesn't. When you respect your time, you respect yourself, and the results you achieve will multiply. The third button is your actions. Dreams without action are illusions. Small, consistent steps taken deliberately accumulate into extraordinary outcomes. You might not see immediate change, but every choice you make is a deposit into your future. Control your actions, and you control the trajectory of your life. The fourth and final button is your environment. Who you surround yourself with, the places you inhabit, the information you consume, all of it shapes your identity. Step into spaces that challenge, inspire, and uplift you. Remove toxic influences. Curate your environment and watch your growth accelerate because your surroundings will reinforce the person you aspire to become. Master these 4 controls: mindset, time, actions, and environment. And you don't just react to life, you design it. Transformation doesn't have to be slow or complicated. Start with what's in your control today, and the ripple effect will be felt instantly across every area of your life. Because the truth is simple, you don't need luck, connections, or perfect circumstances. You need control over these 4 things, and suddenly your life doesn't just change, it transforms. The power of thoughts. Every experience you have begins in your mind. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are the lens through which you interpret reality. Imagine your mind as a control center, constantly filtering information, assessing risks, and forming judgments. If your thoughts are dominated by fear, self-doubt, or negativity, your actions and decisions will naturally follow the same pattern. Conversely, if you cultivate empowering thoughts, optimism, and curiosity, you create a fertile ground for growth. The key is not to suppress negative thoughts, but to consciously choose which ones you act upon and nurture. Self-awareness and reflection. Controlling your mindset starts with self-awareness. You cannot manage what you do not recognize. Spend time observing your inner dialogue. What messages are you telling yourself throughout the day? Are they supportive or self-limiting? Reflection allows you to identify recurring patterns, especially those that subtly sabotage your potential. Journaling, mindfulness, and regular self-check-ins are practical tools to strengthen awareness. By recognizing the narratives that dominate your thinking, you gain the power to change them. Choosing empowering beliefs once you are aware of your thoughts. The next step is to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Limiting beliefs often sound rational. They are the stories your mind tells to justify inaction or fear, but they are not truths. For instance, telling yourself, "I'm not creative enough," blocks exploration and innovation. Reframing this into, "I can develop creative skills through practice," shifts your mindset from limitation to possibility. Empowering beliefs act as fuel for action. They shape not only how you perceive challenges, but also how you approach solutions. The role of perspective is a cornerstone of mindset control. Life events are neutral in themselves. It is our interpretation that gives them meaning. A single setback can be seen as a failure or as an opportunity to learn, depending on your mindset. By consciously choosing to see obstacles as opportunities, you reduce stress, improve decision making, and foster resilience. Perspective also influences emotional regulation. When you control how you interpret experiences, you control the emotional impact they have on you. Daily mental conditioning controlling your mindset requires consistent practice. Thoughts are habits, and habits are formed through repetition. Daily mental conditioning, such as affirmations, visualization, and gratitude exercises, strengthens the neural pathways associated with positive thinking. Visualization allows you to mentally rehearse success, creating a sense of familiarity and confidence when opportunities arise. Gratitude shifts focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, fundamentally rewiring the brain to notice possibilities rather than problems. Mindset and decision making. Your mindset directly influences the quality of your decisions. A pessimistic or fearful mindset narrows your focus and limits options, often leading to avoidance or short-term thinking. An empowered mindset broadens your perspective, allowing you to evaluate risks, anticipate challenges, and identify opportunities more effectively. By controlling your mindset, you gain clarity and confidence in decision making, making choices aligned with your long-term goals rather than temporary comfort. Mindset and relationships. The mindset you cultivate does not only impact your internal world, it also affects how you interact with others. A positive, growth-oriented mindset fosters empathy, collaboration, and trust. People are drawn to those who think in solutions rather than problems. By controlling your mindset, you influence the dynamics of your personal and professional relationships, creating environments where collective growth is possible. The ripple effect of mindset. Finally, controlling your mindset creates a ripple effect. Every thought, action, and reaction that originates from a conscious, empowered mindset influences your surroundings, productivity, and overall life trajectory. The mind acts as a compass. By steering it deliberately, you can navigate uncertainty, adapt to change, and seize opportunities that would otherwise go unnoticed. Actionable steps to control your mindset. Awareness. Monitor your thoughts throughout the day and identify patterns that hold you back. Reframing. Transform limiting beliefs into empowering statements. Perspective shift. Practice seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. Mental conditioning. Use visualization, affirmations, and gratitude exercises consistently. Mindful decision making. Pause before reacting. Let your empowered mindset guide choices. Positive environment. Surround yourself with people and influences that reinforce growth-oriented thinking. By understanding that your mindset is not fixed but a skill to be developed, you unlock the ability to consciously shape your experiences. Mastery of this internal control is the foundation upon which all other transformations in life are built. Understanding the value of time is the most democratic resource. Everyone receives the same 24 hours each day. Unlike money or material possessions, once time passes, it cannot be earned back. Yet, many people treat time carelessly, allowing distractions, procrastination, and urgency-driven tasks to dictate their days. Controlling your time begins with understanding that every moment carries value, and that how you allocate your time directly determines the quality of your life, productivity, and fulfillment. Prioritization and focus. One of the greatest challenges in time management is separating what is urgent from what is important. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention, but they may not move you closer to your goals. Important tasks, on the other hand, have long-term impact and shape your personal and professional growth. Prioritization is the act of consciously deciding where your time goes. Tools like the Eisenhower matrix help distinguish between urgent and important tasks, allowing you to focus on what truly matters rather than simply reacting to what screams the loudest. Eliminating time wasters. To control time effectively, you must identify and eliminate activities that consume your attention without providing meaningful return. These include excessive social media scrolling, unnecessary meetings, multitasking, and indecision. Each minute spent on low-value activities compounds into hours of lost productivity. Conducting a time audit, tracking your activities for a week, reveals patterns of wasted time. Once identified, deliberate steps such as scheduling focused work blocks, setting boundaries, or using digital tools to limit distractions can reclaim substantial portions of your day. The power of scheduling and routines time control is not only about prioritizing, it is also about creating structure. Daily routines and schedules are mental frameworks that reduce decision fatigue, increase efficiency, and provide consistency. Scheduling high-priority work during periods of peak energy ensures tasks are completed effectively. Similarly, blocking off time for rest, exercise, and personal growth ensures that all aspects of life receive attention. A structured routine transforms chaotic days into predictable, purposeful action, allowing you to advance toward your goals without constant firefighting. Intentionality in every moment. Controlling time requires intentionality, the conscious choice to act according to your priorities rather than external pressures. Every decision, from attending meetings to responding to messages, should align with your purpose. Intentional time management shifts you from being reactive to proactive, giving you agency over your life. This requires saying no to requests or activities that do not serve your highest objectives. The skill of saying no is not rejection. It is protection of your most valuable asset, time. Time and energy alignment. Controlling time effectively is closely linked to managing your energy. Productivity is not solely about clock hours, but about how you use those hours when you are most alert, creative, and focused. Identifying your peak performance periods and scheduling demanding tasks during those windows maximizes output while minimizing wasted effort. Equally important is scheduling restorative breaks to maintain sustained focus. Time without energy is unproductive. Controlling both ensures your efforts yield maximum results. Delegation and outsourcing. Another crucial aspect of controlling time is leveraging delegation and outsourcing. Many tasks that consume time do not require your unique skills or attention. By delegating low-value tasks or automating repetitive processes, you free mental and physical bandwidth for high-priority activities. Effective delegation requires clear communication, trust, and follow-up, but it exponentially increases your capacity and focus on the work that truly advances your goals. The impact of time control on life. Mastering your time creates a ripple effect across every area of life. Personal goals, relationships, health, and professional achievements all benefit when you allocate time intentionally. People who control their time experience less stress, greater productivity, and a stronger sense of fulfillment. They make decisions from a position of choice rather than constraint, creating momentum toward long-term success. The way you use each day compounds over months and years, so small improvements in daily time control yield massive transformations over time. Practical steps to control time. Time audit. Track your daily activities for a week to identify distractions and inefficiencies. Prioritize. Use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to focus on what is important, not just urgent. Eliminate distractions. Reduce low-value activities that consume attention, including social media and unnecessary multitasking. Schedule effectively. Block time for high-priority tasks and match activities to your peak energy periods. Be intentional. Make conscious choices aligned with your goals and purpose. Learn to say no. Delegate and automate. Offload tasks that do not require your direct involvement. Review and adjust. Regularly evaluate how your time is spent and adjust routines to maximize productivity and balance. By controlling your time, you gain control over the pace and direction of your life. Time is not just a resource, it is the canvas on which you paint your life. By choosing how to spend it deliberately, you determine not only what you accomplish, but also the quality, depth, and impact of your entire existence. Actions define results while mindset and time are powerful. They remain theoretical until translated into action. Your actions are the bridge between intention and reality. Consistent, deliberate actions produce tangible results, whereas inaction, even with the best mindset and planning, yields nothing. Every outcome in life, whether success or failure, is the direct consequence of repeated behaviors. Controlling your actions means consciously aligning what you do every day with the goals, values, and life you want to create. Small actions, massive impact, significant achievements rarely result from single, dramatic acts. They are the accumulation of small, intentional steps. Consider daily habits like reading, exercising, or learning a skill. Individually, they seem insignificant, but over time, they compound into extraordinary results. The principle of compounding applies not only to finance, but to personal growth and performance. Controlling your actions involves recognizing the long-term impact of small, consistent behaviors and ensuring each step contributes to progress rather than drift. Consistency over motivation, action, is often misunderstood as sporadic bursts of motivation, but true progress relies on consistency. Motivation fluctuates, but disciplined actions produce results regardless of feelings. Developing systems and routines ensures that you act even when motivation wanes. For example, writing a few hundred words daily, regardless of inspiration, eventually leads to a completed book. Controlled actions turn intentions into outcomes by relying on consistency, not transient enthusiasm. Accountability and ownership. Taking control of your actions requires accountability. Ownership means acknowledging that your outcomes are a direct result of your choices and behaviors. Blaming circumstances, other people, or luck diminishes your control and prevents growth. By assuming full responsibility for your actions, you empower yourself to make corrections and improvements. Accountability also reinforces self-discipline, as consistent reflection on your behaviors helps identify areas for improvement and reinforces positive habits. Intentional decision-making. Every action begins with a decision, and uncontrolled decisions lead to uncontrolled outcomes. Deliberate action requires pausing to evaluate options, potential consequences, and alignment with long-term goals. Intentionality transforms mundane tasks into purposeful steps toward success. Even in situations that feel reactive, controlling how you respond rather than reacting impulsively shifts the outcome in your favor. Breaking limiting patterns. Many people act out of habit, conditioned responses, or social pressures, often without realizing it. These automatic actions may limit growth, reinforce negative cycles, or waste energy. Controlling your actions involves identifying these patterns and consciously choosing alternatives that support your vision. This might mean changing routines, setting boundaries, or adopting new habits. Awareness of habitual behavior allows you to replace reactive patterns with proactive, goal-oriented actions. Momentum through action creates momentum, and momentum fuels progress. The moment you take a step forward, no matter how small, you generate energy that propels you toward the next step. Waiting for perfect conditions or clarity often leads to stagnation, but deliberate actions, even imperfect ones, produce learning, feedback, and adjustment opportunities. Controlled, continuous action accelerates growth far faster than prolonged planning or overthinking. Impact on confidence and capability. Actions shape self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to succeed. Each completed task, no matter how minor, reinforces competence and builds confidence. Conversely, inaction fosters doubt, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness. By controlling your actions, you gradually strengthen both skill and self-assurance, creating a positive feedback loop that supports more ambitious initiatives and higher performance levels. Alignment with purpose-controlled actions are always guided by purpose and values. Random activity produces busyness but not progress. Intentional action ensures that every effort is aligned with your larger goals. creating efficiency, clarity, and meaningful results. Aligning action with purpose also fosters fulfillment, as the energy you invest contributes to outcomes that matter, rather than merely filling time. Practical steps to control action's daily habits. Identify small, consistent actions that move you toward long-term goals. Systems over motivation. Build routines that ensure actions are taken even without inspiration. Accountability. Track actions and outcomes. Reflect on successes and areas for improvement. Intentional decisions. Pause before acting. Ensure each action aligns with your purpose and objectives. Break limiting patterns. Replace reactive or automatic behaviors with deliberate, growth-oriented choices. Leverage momentum. Start small. Allow continuous action to generate energy and progress. Align with purpose. Evaluate tasks and behaviors to ensure they serve meaningful goals. By controlling your actions, you take ownership of your results. You shift from being a passive participant in life to an active architect of your future. Every choice, step, and habit compounds over time, producing the life you intentionally design rather than the life circumstances impose on you. The influence of environment on behavior. Your environment, the people you interact with, the spaces you occupy, and the information you consume, shapes your behavior, decisions, and mindset far more than most realize. Human beings are inherently adaptive. We respond to the stimuli around us. A cluttered, chaotic environment fosters stress, distraction, and indecision, while a structured, supportive environment promotes clarity, focus, and growth. Controlling your environment is not about perfection, but about curating surroundings that encourage the person you want to become. Social environment and relationships. The people around you have a profound impact on your habits, attitudes, and performance. Surrounding yourself with motivated, positive, and growth-oriented individuals encourages similar behaviors in yourself. Conversely, negative influences, constant criticism, or toxic relationships can drain energy, reinforce limiting beliefs, and hinder progress. Controlling your social environment involves choosing relationships that inspire, challenge, and support your goals. It also means setting boundaries with individuals who undermine your confidence, distract you, or consume energy without mutual benefit. Physical environment and productivity. Your physical surroundings directly affect your mental state and productivity. Spaces cluttered with disorganization, noise, or chaos create cognitive load, making it harder to focus and make decisions. In contrast, organized, aesthetically pleasing, and functional environments promote clarity, motivation, and efficiency. Small changes, such as decluttering your workspace, improving lighting, or creating dedicated zones for work and rest, can dramatically enhance focus and performance. Physical environment acts as a silent guide, either supporting or sabotaging your daily actions. Digital environment and information intake. In today's digital age, your environment extends beyond physical spaces to the information you consume. Social media, news, and digital content shape thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Constant exposure to negativity, comparison, or irrelevant information can reinforce limiting mindsets, anxiety, and distraction. Controlling your digital environment means curating your feeds, limiting time on apps, unsubscribing from distractions, and intentionally consuming information that educates, motivates, and aligns with your goals. Digital hygiene is as critical as physical and social environmental control. Cultural and organizational environment, the broader culture in which you operate, workplaces, communities, and societal norms, also influences behavior. Being in an environment where mediocrity is tolerated or growth is discouraged can limit your aspirations. Conversely, cultures that reward innovation, collaboration, and accountability foster achievement. While you may not have control over all aspects of cultural environment, you can choose where to spend your time, which organizations to join, and which communities to actively engage with. Selecting environments that reinforce your values amplifies your potential. Environmental triggers and habits. Environments contain triggers that influence habitual behavior, often unconsciously. A messy desk may trigger procrastination. A gym bag by the door may trigger exercise. Controlling your environment means intentionally arranging triggers that support desired habits and removing cues that reinforce undesired ones. By designing surroundings that guide behavior toward productive routines, you reduce reliance on willpower and make success the natural outcome of your daily context. Mindset reinforcement through environment. Your environment interacts with your mindset to either strengthen or weaken it. Supportive surroundings amplify positive beliefs and disciplined actions, while toxic or chaotic environments undermine mental resilience and self-efficacy. By curating spaces, people, and information sources that align with your values, goals, and vision, you create an ecosystem where your mindset can thrive. This alignment transforms internal intentions into consistent external behaviors. Environmental audits and adjustments. Controlling your environment requires conscious evaluation. Regular environmental audits, assessing your relationships, physical spaces, and digital consumption, reveal areas that require adjustment. Identify elements that drain energy, distract focus, or reinforce negative patterns. Take deliberate steps to remove or replace them with supportive alternatives. This ongoing process ensures your environment continuously evolves to meet your growth needs. Practical steps to control your environment. Evaluate relationships. Identify individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Limit exposure to toxic influences. Organize physical spaces. Create clean, functional, and motivating work and living areas that encourage focus and productivity. Curate digital inputs. Consume information intentionally. Avoid negativity and distractions online. Choose supportive communities. Engage in workplaces, social circles, and communities aligned with your values and growth. Leverage environmental triggers. Arrange your surroundings to naturally cue productive habits and reduce harmful ones. Regular audits. Continuously assess and adjust your environment to ensure alignment with goals and personal growth. By controlling your environment, you do not rely solely on willpower, motivation, or luck. You design an ecosystem that naturally guides you towards success, resilience, and fulfillment. Your surroundings, both seen and unseen, act as silent partners in your journey, shaping choices, behaviors, and ultimately the life you create.